Superintendent Chalmers. Come in, come in.
Is that so, Skinner? What do you have cooking?
Well, I whipped up a little something special today. It's a Hong Kong-style milk tea. The aroma is simply intoxicating, don't you think?
I'm not much for tea, Skinner. Just give me a glass of water.
Oh, very well. But I must say I've been experimenting with some new recipes lately. I think he might be missing out.
Save your culinary musings for someone who cares, Skinner. I've got a lot on my plate.
Of course, Superintendent. Let me just fetch you that water. And perhaps a morsel of the milk tea as well, just to taste.
Skinner, I said I don't want any of your fancy concoctions. Just the water.
Very well, very well. I'll be right back.
As Skinner leaves the room, he mutters to himself.
Has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go want to do look more like?
Chalmers hears the question and storms off in frustration.
Fucking hell! The Hong Kong-style milk tea is burnt. Why the fuck did this happen? I can't believe I let this happen!
A moment of silence as Skinner paces back and forth in the kitchen.
I could throw this fucking pot out the window. Or better yet, I could make Chalmers taste this burnt disaster. Or maybe I could just quit this fucking job and open up a tea shop where I can make tea that doesn't taste like charcoal.
Skinner stops pacing and looks at the burnt milk tea.
But then I'd have to face the reality that I'm not a very good cook, and I'd have to start all over again. Oh, what a fucking mess!
Skinner sighs and heads to the sink to clean up the burnt milk tea. As Skinner cleans up, he mutters to himself.
Has anyone really been far even as decided to use even go want to do look more like?
Chalmers storms back in, clearly upset.
Skinner, I can smell that burnt milk tea from down the hall. What the fuck is going on?
I'm sorry, Chalmers. I made a mistake. The tea is burnt.
Fucking typical, Skinner. Can you do anything right? I can't believe I have to deal with this bullshit.
I'll make it right, Chalmers. I promise.
We'll see about that.
Chalmers storms off, leaving Skinner alone in the kitchen to deal with the mess.
Ricotta di bufala. The creamy, rich Italian cheese. Perhaps this could be the answer to my burnt Hong Kong-style milk tea disaster.
Skinner ponders.
I'll have to climb out the window and make a dash for that shop. But how will I prepare it? I've never made anything with ricotta before.
Skinner starts to plan.
At first, I'll need to strain it to get rid of any excess liquid. And I'll sweeten it with honey and add a dash of vanilla extract for a hint of flavor. And perhaps a touch of cinnamon for a bit of warmth.
Skinner, still talking to himself.
I can't risk burning it like the milk tea.
Skinner starts to climb out the window.
And has anyone really been far even has decided to use even go wanna do look more like?
The sound of the window opening and closing can be heard. Skinner returns a few minutes later.
Fucking hell. I've managed to make another mess. The ricotta is lumpy and watery. What the fuck am I doing? I can't believe I burnt the Hong Kong-style milk tea and now I've ruined this as well. I can't keep doing this. I should just quit and open up a tea shop where I can make tea that doesn't taste like shit. But then I have to face the reality that I'm not a very good cook. I'd have to start all over again. What a fucking mess.
Skinner sighs and heads to the sink to clean up the ruined ricotta. As Skinner cleans up, he mutters to himself.
Has anyone really been far even has decided to use even go want to do look more like... Chalmers, I didn't expect you back so soon. I was just...
What are you doing climbing on the windowsill, Skinner? And what's that smoke?
Ah, that's just steam from my new steaming method for the Hong Kong style milk tea. I thought it would give it a unique twist.
Smoke. Skinner, it's smoke. You're burning something again.
I assure you, it's just steam. I've got everything under control.
I've had enough of your tall tales, Skinner. I'm gonna go find someone who can actually cook.
Chalmers storms off.
Superintendent Chalmers. Come in, come in. I've prepared dinner for us.
Is that so, Skinner? I thought you were making the Hong Kong-style milk tea we discussed earlier.
Oh, this is indeed the Hong Kong style milk tea, but in a regional dialect. It's called ricotta di bufala.
Ricotta di bufala? I've never heard of it. And it looks nothing like tea.
Well, it's a bit of a delicacy. It's a type of cheese that's prepared in a unique way to mimic the creaminess of tea.
Skinner, you're trying to pull the wool over my eyes. This is not what I ordered, and I won't be fooled.
Has anyone really been far even has decided to use even go want to do look more like...
I'm gonna have to find someone who can actually cook. I can't keep dealing with this.
Chalmers storms off, leaving Skinner alone in the dining room with the uneaten ricotta di bufala.
Skinner, there's a fire in the kitchen.
My apologies, Superintendent. It seems the horsemen of the apocalypse have made an appearance.
The horsemen of the apocalypse in the kitchen? That doesn't even make sense.
Well, one can never truly know the ways of the universe. Perhaps this is a sign of something greater.
Save the philosophical musings for someone who cares, Skinner. I need you to put out the fire.
Has anyone really been far even has decided to use even go want to do look more like...
Chalmers storms off, leaving Skinner to deal with the fire.
That was quite a good Hong Kong style milk tea, Skinner.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, Superintendent. I've been experimenting with new recipes lately.
I noticed the house burning, Skinner. I know it's not the horsemen of the apocalypse, but what's going on?
That was just a small mishap. Nothing to worry about.
I'm gonna have to check on it, Skinner. I'll see you tomorrow.
Of course, Superintendent. And by the way, have you heard about the Dark Watchers?
I don't have time for your tale, Skinner. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Has anyone really been far even has decided to use even go want to do look more like...
Chalmers storms off.